There we
Hey,
are.
hello. Happy
Hello,
Thursday.
everybody. Yes, Thursday mornings. Gosh, I've been doing like every evening, but this is different. The day is out. It's nice.
Yeah.
Good morning, Milagros.
How are you? Beautiful and amazing, Georgiana. So always happy to be here. I
Always
just
happy to talk
love
to you.
you and your enthusiasm.
I'm not always like this, but you're always like you always come in like ready to go, energetic. So it's always good to connect with you, even if I'm feeling like
Well, we
it's
give
good
this
to
contagious
yeah.
thing to each other, this harmonious energy.
We hype each other up, right?
That's
Team. That's
right.
what teamwork is
Bring
about.
the
I love it.
teamwork.
Yes, yes. It was good to see you in the morning. Nita is joining us. Good morning, Nita. So good to have you here with us.
Good
Nita
morning.
is also a trooper. Nita has been doing her nightly trainings, her daily trainings. Nita is in there working it, girl. Get it, girl.
Good job. It will all come together. Believe me, every training generates a new idea, generates a new enthusiasm. We're here to give you energy, to give you all of that we mentioned, and I hope you enjoy this training. So,
Yeah.
what are we going to talk about today, Georgiana?
Okay, so I'm excited because this is 100% my wheelhouse. You guys know I am big on planning and setting goals, and that's one thing me and Malagos have in common: goal setting, planning. Kind of keeping on top of ourselves. Keeping ourselves accountable. So today we're gonna be continuing a series that we sort of started. I think it was last week or the week before, but Malagos shared some really great tips. And in case you missed it, I'm just going to give you a brief preview, but definitely go back and watch the videos. But she shared 3 things that keep us focused. I call them our foundation, and it
I
is
love that.
yeah. The architect in me is like, okay, construction, foundation. You start you start building your house on these 3 things.
You know that's what I wrote, right?
Really?
Foundations. Yes, I did.
Yeah. See.
I want to focus on that, but I think foundations just totally, yeah.
Super important, and we kind of skip by it sometimes because we're like so eager to jump ahead, but you really do want to build a strong foundation. You don't want to build your house on sand. So the 3 things Millie shared with us were goals, schedule, and training. So being big on goals, you guys know, as a planner, I wanted to see if we could talk some more about the goals portion and break it down so Millie and I can together explain SMART goals, how to set SMART goals, what it means to set SMART goals, and how setting SMART goals is going to change your business. It has for me. It's what I try to teach my team, and what I found, even when I go to conventions and conferences for other, like with other motivational speakers, SMART goals is usually at the core of what they teach. Hey, Zayamara, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Beautiful.
So Millie also will have some new products to share with us as always. And, for some tips for those of you who are representatives for how to share these products to help grow your business. So everything gets tied together. So Millie, what do you want to start with? Product or SMART goal?
Let's talk about product.
All right.
Right?
Kick you off with something lovely. Hint, hint.
You know why I thought about product? Because I smell so good.
Okay. So yes, we did get the preview of the new artisan fragrance. I hope I'm saying it. I say artisan, but I've been hearing other people say artisan. I don't know.
Or in Spanish, artisan.
Oh, I like it in Spanish.
There you go. You can't go wrong.
So this is the Sancho Musk. Sancho. They are killing me with these words.
Santal.
Sansom.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually my first time trying it. Milagros has been talking about it. She loves it. Tell me, what is it about this that you love so much, Millie?
It's not sweet. It's musky. I think it's feminine with a little bit of. I like the man fragrances. So I mean, I don't. I like that manly touch, but it's the musk in it.
I do love a musk scent too. Little known fact, this is TMI, but I used to wear my dad's cologne growing up. I liked it better than the floral fruity stuff that they had for ladies.
I know, me too. I think that this just covers my entire personality.
You're right. I was nervous, but it's a nice fragrance, very musky, kind of woodsy with a little hint of spice. But I feel like if you're a lover of Mesmerize, it's probably in the Mesmerize family, but not as spicy.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm loving all your reviews on your YouTube channel. I mean, it's like amazing. I'm getting to love all these products just because you just mentioned them and you talk about them with so much energy. And that's what you just did with this one.
Just now, see, it's subconscious. It's what it is. It's when you love something, when you love products, when you've been using them for so long. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years. A lot of it is subconscious, but it's fun too. Talking with you guys, hearing your feedback, and not everyone has a chance to try everything. So, or sometimes you're scared to try. I know, like with Green Goddess, I was terrified, but you got me to try it. So sometimes it's nice to hear someone else's opinion.
Yes, I agree. And this is definitely a keeper. On sale for $42. It's not available online yet. It's available demo price in your demo, $42. So take advantage of it. It's going to be $53. So definitely you want to get your hands on this high-end ingredients, high-end fragrances. They have taken this amazing product, and yes, I forgot what I read about it. Like the experts, the most famous perfume experts, put together this amazing final product.
Nice. One thing I love about Avon is that they will pull brand experts. Thank you, Janet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hold on.
I know I'm gonna go broke with Georgiana.
Well, join the club.
I'm like, when I think of trying it all, you come up with a new review. So I'm like, okay. So
the thing is, like, I'm sharing stuff that I bought for myself with you guys. So it's like, this is what I bought. This is why I love it. You might like it too. But yes, guys, if you're missing it, when weekday nights at 8 p.m., I'm live on my YouTube channel. Nita and Zayomara and Janet are usually there with me and Milagros, just sharing products. I just, good stuff. But this fragrance is really growing on me, this Artisan Sancho Musk.
I love it. The other one is the cherry.
That was the first one I tried because we got a sample in the meeting in a box, but it was like it was a smaller spray. This one, I think when you spray it, it puts out more.
Cherry. I can't see.
Hold up to the camera. We'll read it for you. Closer. To the right.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, you're right. Cherry vetiver.
Okay. Yes.
Teamwork.
So I'm going to use the sample I got, and I'm going to sell this one.
These samples, like, when I sample, I'm like, Milagros is like, I'm going to sample this one.
I sell more of what I actually wear, than what I show. Is like, people want what you have. And it looks good on you. Like that necklace you have on, the sterling silver that you talked about yesterday with the earrings and the ring.
Yes.
Who doesn't want it? So, maybe that's the key. Okay. Wear the products. Smell good.
I was saying this morning, in the past, I remember when I first joined Avon, and I started this business, a lot of people were like, oh, multi-level marketing. And for me, I was like, well, I always do my own research. So I always hear what people say, and then I go out and I do my research for myself. So I realized that multi-level marketing wasn't the monster that people made it out to be. It was just a form of business. I like to think of it, Avon, more as a direct sales company, because the multi-level marketing, that's basically just the leadership aspect. So we're a direct sales company with a leadership structure. But I like that we have that structure because we train each other, as opposed to having an industry specialist who's never actually been a rep or has no experience with sales in the field coming and training. So I love that about us. But I found when I was thinking about it, not just in this day and age, but forever, we always would take our referrals from our friends and family, whether you need a new doctor, a new dentist, a new store to shop at, a new restaurant to try. The first thing you turn to was the referrals of friends and family. And I think now as millennials, we're turning towards like this influencer community where we're looking at what other people are wearing on social media. We were talking a couple of nights ago about that flamingo trend. Everybody had like a gold flamingo in their room and a gold bar cart because we saw all the Instagrammers and people on social media sharing that. So I feel like we've always been people who shop off of each other. I know if I see you in something, I'm like, that's cute. Where did you get that? And my friends are the same too. So we've always done this as people. So I feel like direct sales was the first to capitalize on that. And now millennials, we're influencers and affiliate marketers. It's the same exact thing that Avon has been doing for years, but we get a bigger commission. So
yes, I think Avon is a pioneer to many companies that are just starting or have been around for a few years.
Yeah.
So I feel proud of that. How about you guys?
Yes.
Right. Yes. Janet says, I agree, Milagro. She really makes me want to try everything. Yes, you're not alone.
Nita, she says she's thinking about that Love Letter pink gel. It's just living on my vanity. It's right here.
Oh my
I use a little bit of it. I'm cheap with it, but I use a little, like just a finger in my moisture. Like I'll do like 2 or 3 pumps of moisture therapy, add a finger of that and rub it all over my body. And during the day, I get like little fragrances.
Oh.
Good stuff, Nita. You're not going to be disappointed.
See, you did it again.
Sorry, not sorry. For that one, not sorry, because you're gonna like it. But why do we get back to goals? Because we'll talk about, us girls. We will bitch about products for days, right?
Let's get started about goals. We're having too much fun here. Okay, so
we're gonna take turns, right? We're gonna
yes.
Well, let me give some backstory before you jump in. So SMART goals. Yeah, we always talk about goal setting, but it's important to set the right kind of goals. So we use SMART goals as a way to help you guys define your goals more clearly, so that your goals come from those, like we say, pie in the sky. I want to make a lot of money. All right,
millionaire.
Right, yeah. You want to make it more clear by giving some restraints to it. And I think that is where we start to progress with our goals. So what Millie and I are going to do today, we're going to break down the acronym SMART to help you set SMART goals. So we're going to take turns and go through the letters. And I think, Millie, you're going to kick us off with S, because that is 100% your wheelhouse.
I love it. I love the S. Wait till you hear this. So, as you know, Georgiana put together this beautiful boss agenda to help her team and representatives who also want to have a business that's solid, programmed, with great strategies. So I am going to read the first SMART S right here from her agenda. Specific. Clearly define something specific to focus on. Define the who, what, where, and why of your dream or goal. The more focused, the better. I love, love that S. So let me talk about how I feel about the S word of smart. Having clear goals is been the most significant thing that I have ever done to become successful, not only in business, but also in life. This is so significant to me to have this clarity because I can just sit here with all of you right now and just visualize what's ahead of me and what my future is going to look like a few years from now. So, having a visual goal, that's part of the clarity, is to visualize, have that picture, and know when you are going to accomplish that goal. Many times we just, um, set our goals, forget it. We're not even able to relate to that goal. It's just like saying, I want to make a lot of money, I want to become a millionaire. But what's behind it? And that's what clarity comes about. So, part of becoming a millionaire or part of becoming, achieving that goal, and I'm talking about becoming a millionaire because that's my ultimate goal. I would like for all of you to visualize what it is that you really want. So, let's talk about a house. Okay, let's say that you want to buy your home. Have a picture of that home. Go visit model homes, go get ideas. um, do you want a garage? Do you want a double garage, a three-car garage? Do you want a big yard? Do you want to live in a community? Do you want acreage? What is it that you want?
Coming out of the city, acreage.
Yes, you want an apartment or you want a house, all of that is important. So being able to know, and that's part of what the says, clearly define something specific to focus on. And let's look at this. If you have something that you really, really know that you're going to get, no matter, it doesn't matter that the amount of time that you're going to take to get there, you're just going to work at it, and you are going to set a time frame. Goals are short term and long term. So define if this is a short term, define if this is a long term goal, and how are you going to get there? What's your plan? That the monetary compensation that needs to happen to be able to achieve this goal. And then break it down into days, break it down into weeks, break it down into months, break it down into years. But, just focusing on that one goal and being able to see yourself in that house, to see yourself in that neighborhood. I'm telling you, we really, really have clarity in everything that we do because we work at it every day in our dream big conversations, in our everything that we do when we go out, when we look at houses, at homes, at businesses. So all of that is specified in the focus that you put in on that goal. So I hope that was clear enough for all of you.
Basically, we always talk about making dream boards, and that's why we make dream boards. It's that S, that specificity, that's helping you narrow down what it is exactly that you want and visualizing it. So that's when we're talking specific, that's what you have down.
Yes.
So,
So who was able to visualize their dream home with all the conversations that we just
and it could be anything: a dream home, a car, a trip. to a specific place. I know I have on my dream board, there are certain places in the world I want to travel to. I want to go to Europe. I want to see Paris. I want to see the Colosseum in Rome. As an architect, I want to go to those old places. And, just seeing, like, picturing in my mind the Colosseum, it's a specific thing that I know when I see it, it represents my trip to Europe. That which will eventually happen when Avon, hint, hint, gives us our next intensive trip. Wink, wink, Avon. But
keep asking, okay? That's part of the clarity. Keep asking.
You're Avon. Let me just. But
so I love Egypt. Yes, I want to visit Egypt. I want to go to Greece. That's my. Yes, that's my ultimate destination. So I love history. I really do.
Yeah. So when we visualize those things, that's you creating a clear picture in your mind of what you want. It'll help you cut through the distractions of of life. But the next step is M, which stands for measurable. So for measurable, you want to define how much, how many to be accomplished, so that you know when it's been achieved. This is one thing to watch out for, because a lot of times when you set foggy goals, you can't really quantify getting there, so it loses its tangibility. So when we're talking about, for example, let's see, Zayamara wants to go to Egypt. All right, how much does it cost to go to Egypt? How many days do you want to stay? Can you measure? Your trip to Egypt is a great goal, but how do you measure? I mean, obviously, when you're in Egypt, then you're there. But do you want to just do a stopover flight in Egypt on your way to somewhere else? Or do you want to actually stay in Egypt? So you may not have ever thought about that before. Is a flyover of Egypt, does that count? No. So you want to quantify your goal. A term that I hear a lot of people say is they want to make a little money. They want to lose a little weight. They want to be successful. All right, well, let's set some concrete things to that. All of these things are things that we need to say, but we need to flesh it out if we're going to talk about goal setting. So if you're talking about a little money, how much is a little money? 10 cents is a little money. Is that your goal? Or do you want to make a couple 100,000? Do you want to make $1 million like Milagros? Do you just want to make an extra $500 every 2 weeks? It's going to vary for everyone, but your goal, by making it measurable, you clarify it for yourself. You want to lose a little weight? 1 pound is a little weight. Do you want to lose 5 pounds? Do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to drop a couple dress sizes? How many dress sizes? What size do you want to be? An 8, a 4, a 10, a 14? Get something specific and measurable so that you can track towards it. That's where measurable comes in. It helps you track. So you can say, okay, I'm one step closer. Zayamara, maybe your trip to Egypt, I don't really know how much these things cost because I travel free with Avon. But maybe your trip to Avon, your trip to Egypt, flight, hotel, and food, maybe it's going to cost you $1,000. I don't know. How much of that do you have saved so far? If you know it's $1,000, you can say, okay, well, I have 50% of that saved, or I have 25% of that saved, or I don't have anything saved right now, but we're going to jump to it later. But by a certain time, I can break that down and say, okay, if I save $25 a week, I can get my trip. Again, it takes that pie in the sky image of, like, I want to travel, makes it specific, and then by making it measurable, you're kind of just honing it in, just crafting it a little. So Millie, do you want to tell us what the next letter in SMART is for?
Love that. Measurable. So well explained. Thank you so much, Georgiana. You couldn't have said it any better. What do you think? Put your comments in the chat, and let's all of us start thinking about goals and dreaming about what it is that you really want.
Yes.
So I love the A, achievable. So be clear on how realistic your goal is, how you will achieve it, and how you will be involved. Can it be realistically achieved with the resources you have available? This step will also help you avoid and unnecessary frustrations. Remember, if you don't really believe you can do it, you won't. How powerful.
That's the trap.
Yes. And, we all have so many doubts about ourselves and how we're going to be able to achieve a goal that we set ourselves to be. One of the things that has always worked for me when setting goals is that once I write it down, then I know that it's going to happen.
Mm.
So, some goals is write it down and forget it, but they stay in your mind. They stay in the back of your mind because you're actually looking at it. So don't disregard yourself about a goal that you wrote down and you think that you're never going to achieve it. Guess what? Writing it down is the first step. And believing that you are going to be able to achieve it is the second step. The third step is writing achievable dates. And don't worry about how
Wait, don't skip ahead.
there.
That's the last one.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna jump ahead to that.
It's all so connected from the first one. Thank you.
They all work together. Yes, we are gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about it more, and I think Millie's gonna end up talking about that more. But
But achievable. You wrote it down, so it's going to happen. Forget about how you're going to get there. You're going to attract different opportunities just because you're working with goals. People are going to come to you. They want to be part of what you do. They want to be part of your excitement. They want to know what you got that no one else has. And that all comes with the excitement of having goals.
yeah. And another part of achievable is making it something that you may not right now understand how you're going to do it, but you have to, like Milagro said, I love that she said you have to believe, because once you believe it, you're going to start to find ways to do it. But if you don't really believe it, then you're not going to do those things, those little side weird things that you normally wouldn't have done unless you actually believed it. So when we're talking about achievable, I don't want you guys to say, okay, well, I don't think I'll ever become a millionaire, so I'm not going to set that goal because it's not achievable. It's more about, okay, I want to be a millionaire. So I have to look at the time frame. Am I going to what are the odds of me waking up tomorrow morning as a millionaire? Like just going to bed, not doing anything, not taking any steps towards that. I think the achievable step separates wishful thinking from something that's actionable. You can take steps towards being a millionaire that make it achievable, but if you're going to sit around and do nothing, or just wishing and hoping, not taking any actions, not believing even, then it's not really achievable. So I think the achievable, for me at least, it separates wishful thinking, those whimsical kind of thoughts, from reality.
I agree. That's an amazing way of putting it.
Yeah.
So let's go to our next one.
Relevant. So relevant is defining why the goal matters to you. How is it applicable to your efforts and your needs? If it's not important enough to motivate you, you're not going to stick with it. You most definitely won't when the going gets tough.
Wow.
So when your mother's, cousins, sisters, aunts, neighbors' goldfish dies, that becomes a distraction if it's not relevant. Without a strong enough reason why you should persevere, anything will become an excuse to quit. So relevant is where you start to put your money where your mouth is. Sometimes I think hey, Alice, thank you for joining us. And Suzanne, good morning. We're talking about SMART goals. So if you guys have any feedback or any tips or ideas, let us know in the comments, join the convo. So yeah, talking about relevant, I think sometimes, especially in this business, I've seen, for example, we might have a meeting like this where, me and Milagros are, just as an example, are sharing our goals and we're excited. And then there might be a person who maybe hasn't really thought about their goals or fleshed out their goals, who just says something to feel included. But the goal really doesn't mean anything to them. They're just saying it because, mostly because of fear of missing out. They don't want to be the person who doesn't have a goal. But that goal doesn't really mean anything to them. And you'll see in a few months or a few years, usually a few months, that that person just stops moving forward. And you'll say, well, what happened to that goal that you had? Sometimes they don't even remember what it was. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it just becomes, I wasn't really going to do that. So in our business, I actually see this a lot, and it saddens me. We really have to choose goals that mean a lot to us. When we used to do our visualization and our, I think it was a training course that Avon had where we visualized our goals. They asked us to really think about who is affected by our goals. What does the goal mean to us? So, for example, if your goal was to buy a new car, all right, buy a new car. Great. Everybody loves a new car. But what does that car really mean to you? What does it mean to your family? And I'll never forget, there was a representative. I always use the car example because there was a rep who, her goal was to buy a new car. But after they dug deep into her why, you always hear her say, talking about your why. The reason she wanted the new car was because she was driving a broken down, beat up car, and her children were embarrassed to have her drop them off in front of her school. So she wanted, what her why wasn't the car in and of itself. It was being able to drop her kids off at school without them being embarrassed. She wanted to make her family proud. She wanted to drive something that she felt good in, that her family felt good in. So it was something for herself and for her family. But there was a deeper emotional connection to her goal. So when you guys think about making your goal relevant, you want to dive into that deeper emotional connection to take it from, that when you look at that specific goal, whether it's a trip to Egypt, making $1 million, buying a new home, looking at what that means to you. For me, buying a new home means having my own space. It's mine. I'm in charge. When you live with family, there's always someone else who's involved. And being able to make my family proud. Like, okay, I've made it. I'm in a position in my life where I'm stable enough to purchase my own property and manage it. So that's the emotional why. You'll usually know when you hit your emotional why, when it becomes really relevant, when you get emotional when talking about it. And, your voice gets a little choked up and you feel it down in here. When you hit that, you've just nailed why that goal is relevant to you.
Yes, I love it. You so visualize that so well, having a why behind. Oh wow. Yes, that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
You have
the most specific goal, but if you don't really want it, it means nothing.
I'm going to share with you my emotional why. And it's always been very, very emotional. So one of the biggest reasons for starting, that the leadership business of our Avon business, my Avon business, for the residual income, because I knew that I would generate a 6-figure income. And that was my first goal, to generate a 6-figure income. My emotional why was to be able to work so hard at earning this 6-figure income and maintaining a 6-figure income. Dun, ta-da! So that my husband is able to retire after 25 years of service with the fire department. Let me tell you, without my Avon business, our Avon business, this would not have been able to even come close to that happening. So I get like this knot in my stomach. It's like we finally did it. We finally realized that dream. And, I'm telling you, it works. Having that reason why, having that emotional why Um, it's gonna make you get up out of the bed, and it's gonna make you kick everyone that's in your way to say, "Get out here!" I come.
Throw them bows. Yes.
And it's a long journey, you guys. Nothing is fast. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people are looking for fast. They're looking for instant gratification. You have to really work at it for it to work. So,
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I like the SMART goal acronym, because it not only breaks down and helps you redefine your goals, but it also shows you that it's a process, guys. This
yeah,
is not, the people who come in with a really short-term mindset, they come in, they burn out because the goals aren't clear enough. The goals aren't, like Malakos was talking about, unachievable. The goal has to be achievable so you avoid burnout. If when your goals aren't in alignment, you get burned out and it causes you to quit and completely miss out on your goals. So it's really, really important to create good, clearly defined SMART goals. And Janet was saying, you have to find your real reason and your real motive. It
yeah,
varies. Your reason for wanting $1 million is going to be different from everybody else's reason for wanting $1 million. Your
exactly.
trip to Egypt, Sayamara, is different from everybody else's reason to go to Egypt. I might want to go for the architecture. You might want to go because you want to bring your family to that place. And I find a lot of times those goals that hit in the heart have some relation to the people around you. So really think about how achieving your goal affects those around you, how how you'll feel when you accomplish it, how other people will feel it. Like, you really have to tap into the feelings.
Exactly. And that's amazing. You know, I think that from all of the ones that we have covered so far, this is the one most important one. Defining defining your why. Without a strong enough reason why you should persevere, anything will become an excuse to quit. I don't know what all of you think, but this is just, this is heart touching. So
Yeah.
let's
Don't cry. You're gonna start us all off.
you gotta have a reason, you guys. Why? You have to have a reason why. You gotta find that reason. So when you have, like it's so heartbreaking when you work with a team member and that team member falls off. When your business goes down, when you're not even, doing anything wrong. It's just so easy to say, you know what, this person quit, so I'm quitting. My business dropped, so I'm dropping. But that vision, that why, that reason is going to tell, you know what, my entire team can quit and I'm going to recover again. My entire sales can drop. I can lose all my customers. I'm going to rebuild it again. I'm going to become undestructible. That's what you have to think about. It's your reason, your reason, your why.
When you want it badly enough, you do become unstoppable, and it scares people, because there aren't a lot of people who have that focused mindset. There's a term that is flying around in my brain that I just can't but that level of determination, when those people, when you see them, they're like a knife through butter. Like, all the obstacles or distractions, and like, I've had people tell me, oh, you're always just like, you're so optimistic, anything anybody tells you, you just find a way around it. I'm actually a pessimist, but I know what my goals are and I know that I want to accomplish them. So when people come with their crap, I'm just like, excuse me. Yeah, the Wonder Woman shield with her bracelets. Like, throw those objections at me. I got you. I got something for you. Yeah.
That's where your what is it, you like your
High
video,
five.
Yeah,
Comics, yes. That's
that's
what we
if you
find.
play your video games, huh? Or real life.
It's a real life video game, yes. Well, I love that you said video games because in a video game, the whole premise of a video game is to throw obstacles at you. You have monsters and enemies, you have puzzles that you have to solve. But the goal of the video game is there's always an objective. There's always a point that you have to reach. There's always a beat the game. There's always an end to the level. There's always a boss that you have to beat. Hello, life. It's the same thing. So, but when you play a video game, there's a term that they have when the game is so hard that it's crushing and that a player gets discouraged. But if you are really determined to beat that game, no matter how hard the obstacles are, you will find them. And I kind of love nowadays, me and my sister are playing a game that is a mess. Whoever wrote it just needed some time to create some go back and create some tutorials. But when we get stuck, we call each other, we go online. So it's like a phone a friend. It's the same thing in this business. If you get stuck, you have partners and mentors and other people in the business that you can reach out to, like, hey, how do you do this? I'm stuck. I can't get past this. What did you do to overcome it? Same thing as a video game.
I love it.
We're done with our talk, right?
I love it.
Mic drop.
Yeah, but you know what? If you wouldn't have taken that step to call your sister, then you would
Rage
have.
quit. They call it rage quit. You get so upset at the
Yes.
video game when it's so hard you can't beat it and you get frustrated and quit. We rage quit in this business, in every business as well, but we can't. You cannot rage quit. You have to phone a friend.
Phone I love that. Phone a friend. Phone Georgiana. Phone me. Phone your leader. Phone whoever, but don't quit.
Yeah. Alice is funny. She says she tells her husband she's going to quit at least once a week. His response is to smile and remind her how much she loves her customers and her Avon friends. Those are a part of her why. It keeps her going. Yeah. Oh yeah, Nita, I'm not a positive person at all. Millie has to pull me out of the fire every once in a while.
Not true.
Marcia does. Jessica Z does. We all, Madupe, we all keep each other
motivated. Yes,
yeah.
We do. And that's what we're doing these calls for you guys, to keep you all encouraged. Yeah. So you don't become part of the 95%
rage quitters.
Yes, I would say 99, but then that would be a really low number.
Actually, I think it is 75%. I was reading an article, it's either 75 to 80% of new entrepreneurs, not just within our company, but entrepreneurs as a whole, who quit their business in a year.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that the percentage is higher because some people quit after they. So you're just basing your statistics.
Oh, okay.
That's another topic. But let's focus on our.
Yes, we have one more letter. If you guys are following the SMART acronym, we have one more letter. Millie touched on it. So, Millie, take it away.
Time. Uh-oh.
This is the one we all love.
Yes. And you know, this is going to help you so much after I share what I usually do and what works for me. Set a target date, deadline, or time frame. Be specific. Remember the A for achievable. That's why I talked about time.
I told you they're connected.
Can your goal be achieved in the time frame you set? So let's talk about time frames. I separate my goals into short-term and long-term. And I'm going to tell you that for many, many years, I worked on a 5-year goal. And many of my goals were not met within those 5 years, which made me think what it was that I was doing wrong, what it was that was not working. I was very disappointed. So instead of that, I started working on a 10-year goal. So I work on the next 10 years. So, once those 10 years happen, then I redo my goals. I look what I have achieved or we have achieved and work on the next 10 years. That's going to alleviate so much stress. Doesn't mean that you're going to wait 10 years to achieve the goal. That means that you're going to focus on goals. Your 10-year goals are big goals. For example, pay off your house, pay off your home, maybe have investment properties, debt free. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to become a fitness model. That takes years.
You would know.
I've been working at it forever. Still not a fitness model.
Practically there. Practically.
So that's an example. Then my short-term goals. My short-term goals are 6 months, no more than a year. So a year or less. But I actually work on a 6-month goal. And if it takes longer, then I have that additional 6 months that totally do not get me frustrated. So what can be included in the 6-month goal? Could be a trip somewhere to Egypt. It could be family vacation once a year. It could be a savings account. It could be debt free. It could be paying off a large bill, a school education bill. It could be, a loan, anything that you can see that it can be achieved within that frame of mind. And you already know. I mean, I don't have to tell you. A down payment for your new home, doesn't mean that you're going to pay off your mortgage, but it's a down payment for your new home. How much you need for that new home? Okay, so I need $50,000. So, those $50,000, how are you going to get to those $50,000? How much are you going to be able to save every month? What are you willing to do that's more than what you're doing right now? Remember, and I remember this so much, and I'm going to give you this example for my own personal experience. People thought that I was crazy. Especially my team, they thought that I worked too much, too hard, a lot, that I had big goals, that my family thought that I was crazy. My family thought that that I would quit, that I was insane, that Avon was not a business. They thought that I was just crazy. My husband thought I was crazy too at one point. until until I started achieving those goals. Then everyone stopped thinking of me as my little Avon business, as this is crazy person. She needs to go get a real job. She's wasting her time.
Yeah.
I laugh at all of that, all my way to the bank, all my way to achieving everything that I have achieved from my Avon business. So, you know what, you guys, short term, long term goals, show everybody that you're not crazy, but do work like you're crazy and do set crazy goals, because that's how you're going to get there.
Yes. I love that. I love that your clarity, and again, looking at the SMART acronym, you were clear on your goals, they were specific and they were measurable. You had set your time frame for all of those things. So when those people came with their distractions, you were able to stay laser focused regardless of how they felt. And then you showed them, because other people don't really care about whether you succeed or not. And some people, it's, in their heart, they have a mindset where they're used to doing things the traditional way, or they have a specific way for how they think things should be done. And, you know, they might be coming from a good place where they want the best for you, but they may not understand that because your goal is so relevant to you and you have laid out a plan. I think, you know, even so, sometimes just having your SMART goals laid out, it will help you even to explain to other people, like, look, I'm not crazy. This is what I want. This is the time frame. You know, it's like when you start a new business and you go into the bank for a loan, you come in with a business plan. The SMART goals, if anybody has ever done a business plan, the SMART goals are essentially like creating a business plan. It's not as formal as the business plan that you give to a bank. Hey, I see we have some new people. Melissa, hi, Lois. Thank you guys for joining. It's not as formal, but the format is similar to help you create that plan for your business so that you could be in it for the long hauls to see your goals. And I will be honest with you, I struggle with the time section because I want everything tomorrow. And my family is always like, come on, Georgia. Like, but I'm like, I want to buy a new home in 2 years. How much do you have to pay down? 0.
Just make it happen.
Yeah.
Right here.
But I realized in myself, like Milagros was talking about goal setting the other day, and that's, you know, when all of this triggered, that I myself have to go back to my SMART goals. I said, you know, you're burning out because your goals are too close. I was like, George, you need to give some more time for your goals to make them, you have to revisit the time section of your goals. You don't have to change your goals. You don't have to erase them and start from scratch. You don't have to give up, but just by tweaking that time, it's going to give you more breathing room, make your goals feel more attainable, and, you know, give you some time to plan properly without having so much stress. If you find that you have a goal, don't change your goal. We're not telling you to change your goal. We're actually trying to help you more clearly define that goal so that you don't burn out, so that you don't give up. We want you guys to be in this and succeed. We don't want you just to be here, because that's the other thing. There are some representatives, there are some people in business, some entrepreneurs who are cruising. They don't have a goal, so they're there. They've been here for a long time. They're hanging in there, but they're not moving, they're not progressing towards a goal. They're just kind of coasting in the same place. Because, you know, if you're in a boat and you don't have a destination, I always say this, if you get out, you go in your boat, you get in your car, you don't have a destination, what's going to happen? You're going to drive in circles. You're going to be on the road for a long time until you run out of gas, which is burnout. But you'll be there, you're up hanging in there, but you're not really going anywhere. So again, having your SMART goals cuts through that.
Yes. And those short-term goals are going to get you so motivated to put some more goals in your dream board and keeping it going. You might even be able to achieve a 10-year goal faster than you think.
Yep.
So, I mean, don't discard the fact that just because you did a long-term 10-year goal, that you're not gonna achieve it until 10 years. Let me tell you, the reason why I love this business so much, because I can go out recruiting and I have the hope that I'm gonna find my next superstar. It's so addictive to work with new people. It's so addictive to think, wow, I saw something in her that I found my new partner. And that just keeps you motivated. You don't know who you're going to find. You don't know what opportunity is going to come to you unless that glare. And I see it in a lot of people. There's a glare. When you are onto something, there's a glare in your eye.
I call it a spark. But yeah, I know what you mean. That
there's a spark, yes, that tells you this person is onto something. I had someone ask me one time at one of the meetings, and at one of my events out in the field. It was hot. We were in a parking lot with a magic bus. You all know the magic bus. There were a lot of people there, and I just kept, so excited about what I was doing. And I had this lady come and tell me, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "What does that mean?" The first thing I thought, I said, "What does that mean?" And
Milagros Garcia.
she said, "Who are you?" I, and I'm like, "Okay, you know who I am? Someone who has desirable goals, someone who's going somewhere, and I might be able to have find that someone in you. How about if you join our team and become the person you want to become?" I love to give hope to people, because when you give hope to someone, that person is going to make something out of what they want.
Yeah.
So, think about all of this. We share a lot of great testimonials, a lot of, truth from our heart, smart. And if you want to, I was telling Georgiana that I'm not a reader, by the way. I had to admit, I am a video person. I watch videos, lots of videos. But she has so much information here in this agenda. And I really would like to, to talk about some more of what she had put together here at her boss agenda. So, contact her, or if you want to share the link where they can get it. And it's going to be a great addition to your business. It has, I'm not going to say it has for mine, it has renewed what I have been working on.
Yeah.
She really puts it into true words and simple step by step. Sometimes you have to hear it. Sometimes you have, sometimes you need to hear people say you're doing a great job, or what you're doing is the right thing, or maybe you listen to a quote and you're just saying, "Oh, I do that already." So it gets you motivated to keep doing what you're doing, and being consistent, and not let people get into distractions. So
Thanks, Milagros. I appreciate that. Like I said, the planner came together as a way for me to keep myself motivated, and then other people started to ask, so I, put my knowledge on paper to share, to help other people, because we all get stuck. We all need some guidance, and there's a lot of information out there, but sometimes you just need to focus it in and then translate it to English. So it's something that you understand. But yeah, it's okay. If you guys are interested in it, I could definitely share a link. It's also on my Facebook page. It's the Boss Agenda. If you Google it, you'll find it. But
the boss agenda.
spelled BAUS. Yes, ma'am. But thank you, Millie. I appreciate that. And as I said, for myself, I every once in a while have to get back in there, and even though I wrote it, I have to reread it to remind myself, of what needs to go into what I'm doing. Just keep myself on track. We all need those course corrections, when we're flying, to keep ourselves on track. So
Yeah.
I hope I know a couple of you have gotten into the planner and the agenda. And I've always been big on planners and calendars, so I know some of you guys are the same. So this is, it's just a tool that might help you. It's a tool that helps me, help my team. And if anybody else could, the reason it's public is so that if anybody else is interested, they can also get the help from it as well.
Thank you so much, and for putting this together and for helping so many people. I love it. It's like giving someone direction of how things should look like personally and in business. So the fundamentals, remember, you guys: goals, schedule, and training. I think we covered all of it today. Again, once more we did. So
High five, long distance.
thank you, everyone. And Melissa says, such an awesome motivation. Really needed this. Thank you, Melissa, for joining us. We all need this. We all need a little reminder that we're either on the right track or we need to be on the right track.
Right. Right.
Yes.
This is
So,
our phone a friend.
yeah, I'm loving all these virtual things that we're doing here.
We're adjusting. I'm proud to say when we began, I know we're over time now, but I'm going to, make it short. But in the beginning, it was like, oh, virtual, it's not the same as meeting in person. But I found now when you're consistent, when you're active, when you get into the conversation where you're not just watching, but you're actually participating, I think people are starting to realize that the key to virtual is actually participating yourself, like getting engaged. It's really feeling, people, I had a friend ask me the other day, you don't see anybody? I'm like, no, I don't leave my house. And when I leave the house, I leave with my mom and we go out early before people are out. We try to avoid people as much as possible. She was like, you don't have any social interaction? I'm like, I have plenty of social interaction. I am on Facebook and YouTube every day.
Yes. I do a lot of talking.
Yeah, I don't miss the interaction. I'm actually connecting more with people that I normally wouldn't connect with because I was just like a chicken without a head running around to all my daily activities. Now that I'm sitting, I can meet with, like today on Thursday, I have 3 different meetings with 3 different groups of people in 3 different places across the world that I normally couldn't connect with. Millie's in Florida. We normally wouldn't have this. So I'm thankful for it.
I agree. And, I also think that when I was doing my Stay Connected meetings, my weekly Stay Connected meetings, there were a group of women. And sometimes I think that no one listened to me, that they were just talking to one another.
Oh. They weren't there to learn. They were there.
Non-existent.
Yeah, I hear you. Sometimes it's like just for the socializing. Like I used to call it, my mom used to say some people need to get out of the house, so they would get out, they would find things to do to get out of the house, but they weren't really engaged. Yeah. I think this way people are mentally getting engaged because in order to make the connection virtual happen, you have to be engaged. You can't be sitting in a virtual meeting and, completely ignore what's going on to have a side conversation. You can't stand out in the hallway to have a conversation with your friend while the meeting is going on,
Yes, I agree. So we'll let all of you go. Make sure you check out Georgiana's YouTube channel for her daily Monday through Friday product review. Her channel is Georgiana H. Make sure to subscribe so you can get also the notifications. And if you are looking into Boss Agenda, search Boss Agenda and the information will be there on how you can get one of these fabulous scheduling agendas. So thank you all so much.
Suzanne.
Book. Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. We had great fun here. And Georgiana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Milagros. Yeah, thank you for your feedback, your tips, and thank you for sharing those heartfelt why with us, because I know those aren't easy to share sometimes.
Bye,
Thanks, everybody.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.